loves. It's Sarah. All right, so we're gonna start laying on our back. Keep the feet on the floor, knees bent. Take a moment. Start with any movement that feels intuitive. You can rock the knees side to side, press onto the top thighs. And then just take a moment to observe that when you inhale, you are fully letting the belly inflate. And not just that, but maybe even a slight rock of the sit bones forward, a relaxing of the pelvic floor. And when you exhale, the natural drawing in and up, that is part of that, for lack of a better word, right? Contraction in the base. And again, inhale, nice and broad. Maybe even tip slightly forward so you invite the diamond of the pelvic floor to widen. And when we exhale, gently drawing in and up. Draw more from the tummy and the TVA hugging in, less of like that kind of Kegel. And we'll do it one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then keep with the breath. Once again, inhale. This time as you exhale, just let the right leg fall to the side slightly. The pelvis is going to tip. Can you keep the right sit bones level with the left? Lift the right hip bone up. Inhale once again. And then exhale, place the foot onto the floor. And we'll do the other side. So inhale first, nice and long. Exhaling, letting the left leg fall open. We can let it fall all the way and everything kind of goes with it, but we're actually going to work to stabilize the pelvis as we do this. So this is true abduction, taking the leg out to the side, also working the obliques as the left outer hip wraps up, and place the foot onto the floor. All right, do that one more time. Inhale first in the bent knee, almost said straight leg. Exhale the knee to the side. Keep the pelvis as levelized as possible on the transverse plane. Open the leg. Maybe it gets a little further. And foot on the floor. Once more, inhale. Exhaling the left leg. Keep the left hip bone lifting. That is oblique work to stabilize the pelvis. Left inner thigh opens out and place the foot onto the floor. All right, let's amp this up. Stretch both legs out to straight. Come into a tree position on your right side, and then let the leg flop open for a second. So, we play with those boundaries, those extremes. And just notice when we do it, when we're in the tree position, everything is going to fall towards the right? That's just kind of the floppy way. So maybe lift your head up so you can see. Squeeze the right foot into the left inner thigh. Lift the knee up enough that you can also then level the pelvis while keeping the leg out to the side. And I know for me it's a truth teller because if I go further, the whole pelvis tips. So can you keep the pelvis level as the leg opens? Maintain that. Let's bring the hands behind the head. You're welcome to keep your head down and just work the legs. Otherwise, hands support behind the neck. Take an inhale. Think of that same big breath. Exhale, press the right foot into the left thigh and then lift. And if you see any kind of doming in the tummy, then I recommend keeping the leg either down or the head down. We don't want to be pressing out and having intra-abdominal pressure, but still at the same time feeling the inflation and the deflation with every breath. And we'll do 2 more breaths like this. It's also something interesting to look at, right, as opposed to judging when you need your pedicure next. And then we'll lower back down. Keep the legs stable. Keep the pelvis so it's neutral in the twisting plane. One more inhale. And then let it plop. Arms down, leg open. Everything can tip and release. We'll do the other side. So stretch out the right leg, bring the left foot into that tree position. Go ahead, let it plop in the beginning. Just observe, right? And the sides are going to be totally different. That's fine. You're just noticing what's what on either side. We'll lift our head if that's comfortable. Check in with the pelvis. This side is all cattywampus for me. Sometimes I even want to start with my left knee directly up to the ceiling, get the pelvis level, then open the inner thigh out. And then you'll support behind the head. Remember, the options are to stay down Or some of you adding on now and lifting the leg up by squeezing the left foot in towards the right thigh. And breathe. Back of the neck is long. Keep squeezing the foot into the leg as you curl up 1 inch more. We'll very slowly lower to the floor, lower the head down, let the leg plop open. Take a pause. And then come back to the first side. So both legs straight. This time, can you come right into the shape, the supine tree, with the right foot on the inner left thigh without letting the pelvis tip, hands behind the head. Inhale, exhale, lift the chest up, then lift the leg up, pause, maybe reaching both arms forward now. You're always welcome to keep the hands behind the head. You're always welcome to stay down. We're just adding on and noticing what goes first, right? Is it the breath? Is it the pelvis? Is it that contraction and releasing of the pelvic floor? Stay with it. Lower slow. Keep your left leg stable. Stretch the right leg out. And then we'll switch. So the left foot now squeezes into right leg. Try to levelize the pelvis before you exhale and lift. And then just breathe. Maybe both arms are reaching forward. It'll definitely add on that top part of the rectus abdominis. Or if it's affecting breath and you're no longer feeling that kind of jellyfish contraction, as Kimberly McFerrin calls it, in the pelvic floor, then you come back to one of the previous shapes. And lower, stretch the leg out. Let's do this one more time. So right foot to the inner left thigh, level the pelvis, lift the legs, lift the head. This time maybe both arms overhead. And try to get a full deep breath. Include the inflation and the deflation. Now can you keep your leg out, stretch out the right leg this time. Left foot meets right leg. You can always modify by bringing the hands behind the head. Sorry for the microphone shuffle. Stay with your breathing. It's like that internal noise we feel when things get intense. Stretch both legs out, take an inhale, and lower. Come on up to your elbows. We'll do a little Venice Beach pose, as Annie Carpenter calls it, or I think she switched it to OB pose since moving to the Bay. Lift the chest up, lift the heart really, and then drop the head back. And if you want to take a big breath through the nose, and then open the mouth, stick your tongue out. And we'll slowly come all the way back down to the floor. Make sure you have enough space to be able to move your elbows. Start in a cactus shaped position with the arms. Let the legs plop. And then inhale, reach both arms overhead, palms to the ceiling. Flex your ankles. Exhale, open the jaw. One more, inhale. Exhale. We'll hug our knees in, maybe a couple little toe rolls. Rock your way up to sitting any way you like. If you want to do more belly, you can rock straight up, passing through Navasana. Come to seated and just reconnect. A little mini core pelvic floor enjoyable. A little mini core and pelvic floor love fest. Thank you.